Get started. Amanda, are you recording for us?
Ready to go.
Okay, awesome. So start with planning and zoning roll call. It is Wednesday, June 15th at 6 p.m. Sarah Burak.
Amanda Podmore.
Marcia Haydenfeld.
Melissa Eggy.
Town Council.
Van Hook.
And Lapinone.
Thank you, guys. Let's do approval of meeting minutes from May 4th, and I'll try to put those up on the screen. Can you guys see that?
Yes. Could you make it maybe a tiny bit bigger?
Yes.
Okay, I'm on the meeting.
Hi, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Ed's here.
Hi, Ed. Thank you. So Ed Dotson has joined the meeting. We are doing approval of minutes from May 4th.
So, Sarah, since you're gonna help Quinn, I'll just explain what I think this is me in red here. And basically what it amounts to is I was trying to understand what Luann was telling us, kind of thing, so that it came out right. Just for example, when Luann mentioned that they talked about the P&Z updates, and one of them was single family remains single family, I just wanted to make sure that we understood that the word single family we proposed was to change it in C3, in commercial, and that's what she meant, not changing C3 throughout the ordinance. I mean, changing residence. So the things in red were me trying to clarify what I understood the town had done. Does that kind of make sense? Like you talked about site 1 and site 2 definitions, and I think, is it really level 1 and level 2? Because if that's true, level 1 and 2 definitions are already up in the list of definitions. So I'm just trying to kind of understand. That's what my red is there.
And I think, this is Amanda, for the sake of the minutes, I read all your edits first, and I think we should ultimately reject all the edits because I think they're all questions.
Oh, so in other words, say reject this and put them as clarification needed with communication with town council okay. I have no problem with that. I don't want to lose the substance of them, but yeah. Right. Okay, Amanda, that's probably a good idea because, like I said, it was just Luann was sort of quickly going through some of the things they left, which is fine, but I wanted to understand what they left. So you're right, Amanda. I don't have a problem taking that out and letting the minutes go, and then we can talk later about our questions for town. Is that what you mean?
May I clarify then, in the draft copy that I'm working in to work on the approved minutes, shall I reject all of the suggestions in old business? Is that what I'm being told?
Yes, Melissa, I believe that is correct.
Okay, so you guys won't see it in the screen Sarah's showing, but I am in a copy, as I usually do, and in the copy document, I am rejecting the suggestion at 8:29 a.m. on May 10th rejecting at 8:26 a.m. Am I doing the right thing?
Yes,
Stop
that's
me.
what we're saying. Yes, it is. That's when I corrected those.
8:28 a.m. comment and rejecting an 8:34 a.m. comment.
Yes,
I've done that correctly?
yes, I believe so. I mean, I agree with Amanda that I wasn't trying to change this. I was trying to ask. So not changing the minutes is correct. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
I would say the same for down under discussion of goals. The question about the variance. I think again, Marcia inserted a question.
Okay, yeah, no,
I think we would remove
same
that,
story,
right?
yeah. Communication versus what the minutes actually say, yes.
Okay, I will reject that one that says 8:38 a.m.
You can see I did it too early in the morning, that's what happened.
I think it's important what your comments are, though, Marcia, so thanks for making them. I think Amanda's right, though, as far as the minutes go, we have to go by that. And I wasn't at the meeting, so I'll just say that in a general way.
No, I appreciate it. I understand Amanda's take on that is the minutes happen, it's the questions later, so.
So I would motion to approve the minutes from May 4th as written, and ask that we address Marcia's question today or at a future meeting.
I would second that.
All in favor of approving the minutes from May 4th, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Ed, I muted you, so if you're going to vote, you'll have to unmute yourself. Is it *6 on a phone? Is that correct, guys?
I think so.
I'm going to abstain from the vote. I wasn't present at the meeting.
Aye.
Thanks, Ed. Motion passes 4-1, or 4 to abstain. Thank you very much. And then I need to find, thank you, Marcia, for sending the minutes out for May 18th, but let me find.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I did post them. They were on PMN, but somewhere I missed giving them to you. I put them in our Google Doc thing.
No, it was
Okay.
perfect. Just a matter of getting everything in the same place. So let me find those again. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to open that and I'm going to share it.
Madam Chair, rather than me trying to participate from the hospital, maybe I should just ask to be excused.
Ed, that's totally fine if you would like to be excused.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry, Ed.
Yes. Take
Give our
care.
thanks to Nancy.
Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, not sharing the right thing. Hang on, let me try again.
That's it.
I would motion to approve these minutes. They're very short and simple.
Second.
All in favor of approving these minutes, say aye.
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 I abstained because I wasn't there.
I would normally abstain because I wasn't there, but I'm going to say aye so that they'll be approved.
Okay. I can do that too if it helps, but
No, I just since Ed jumped off, let's go ahead and get them approved since there was really only one real item.
in that case, in that case, you can reflect my vote as a yes, as an aye.
Thanks, Marcia. Minutes approved. Thanks, guys. And thanks for your patience in finding the minutes. All right. Are there any citizens that would like to make a public comment? We will give you 3 minutes to do so now. I'm going to take that as no. And we'll move on to our town council update.
Okay. Yeah, so the last time we all met was May 18th, and we've had several meetings in between. And I've just made kind of a list down through. Some of these are from several different meetings where we've, discussed things again or whatever, but they're not in any particular order. But if you have questions at the end, you can holler. And then Anne is on the agenda to do some updates and or requests and needs and things. So one of the things that we worked with from the June 7th meeting was Dave Bastian came on from the Canyon Country Discovery Center up in Monticello, and he had a Forever Our Rivers grant application that he wanted to submit with the town backing, working with the town of Bluff. Town of Bluff we voted to support that grant request, and it is to remove the giant cane, aka the bamboo Colorado River thing. They call it the Arundo is its name too. So anyway, what will happen if they get the grant, they'll come in and cut that around town, map where it's growing everywhere, and then cut it and spray it on private property, public property, wherever it's found. So that went in, he submitted it, and we'll see how long it takes to know whether or not he was successful or not. We approved the community center to be open for the Friends of Cedar Mesa in is it October for a large group, larger than what we've been. Okay, I guess it's September, but anyway, later this fall, it'll be a larger group than what we've normally approved, but we didn't completely lift the cap, but they were approved for their use. We've in a stage 2 fire restrictions right now to match the BLM and the Forest Service around the county. And that means no fires anywhere except like a propane grill is the only thing allowed. So if you smell smoke, if it's not coming from Flagstaff, then somebody needs to be alerted. Nothing should be burning. The old school CCC, they're working on the Indian grant to help to fund the fire suppression. So there's several, everything on that still moving forward. Mostly trying to get the fire suppression in so that then we can get into the building and start working in there. Erin Richards, our new manager, is added to those meetings, so she helps to be a liaison between the two, between everybody, really, and kind of help keep track of things. They're looking, besides the fire suppression, they're also looking for a project manager after we, figure out the exact project that wants to happen, and then also a strategic planner to make a joint plan together with the two groups. On May 25th, the UDOT had a big 30-year plan regional meeting, and I attended that virtually again. But what it was a summary of the last time, and I think I updated you the last time I went to that. It was the bike trails and the safe routes to school is a big push. Safe routes to school is mostly focused at Bluff, but bike trails are requested from a lot of places. Are really looking at those. So they have an active transportation part of their UDOT section, and it's all forms of travel. It's not just cars or trains or whatever. They do everything. They do bicycles, foot traffic, all of that. So that was encouraging, but it's a 30-year plan. So it's still need to get a little more into it. They have an active transportation plan that's needed. So that the EPA grant that the BCHPA applied for, if that comes through, that could really help the community to do the community part of figuring out what everybody's community input. But at some point, we'll have to take that to get an active transportation plan from the community before UDOT will really look at any project. So that was a good thing to find out earlier on. Let's see. One of the things they want to do is 4 lanes. 191 has got a lot of interest still from Price and Helper all the way down through Monticello at least. They're not really talking about clear to Bluff, but and even to Blanding, but that traffic between Monticello and all the way up to Price is still on a big hot button for lots of people. They did say that Emory, and I need to confirm this with Emory, but the word out is that they would support having a trail on top of their fiber, which is kind of a cool thing. It would protect their fiber and kind of be already an easement in place for UDOT. So that was also encouraging on bike trails. Our meetings are totally virtual again because of COVID, so we're not doing a hybrid right now. We're still doing YouTube, and we need to get our YouTube information on our agenda so people can find it easier, but we've also got the audio recording, and just like you guys, so they're still playing. You can still log in live, Google Meets live. We have Dr. Barentine's Dark Sky comments back, and it's on a Google Doc. Aaron put it on a Google Doc so everybody can do the edits on it, and that's part of what Ann wants to do, is discuss a joint meeting with you all where we can go together on it and get everybody's input line by line kind of down through, but they'll match what we have that we get from the C Roads Fund, so that was kind of cool. And then the county also asked us to staff the ballot box, not stuff the ballot box, but staff the ballot box so that we are sitting there having it available for people who don't want to put it in the post office. So we will be up there 10 to 3 all these days. If you want to see any of us in person, we will be there. So I believe that's all I pulled up. So. Marcia?
I just have 2 quick questions. The first one was, does anybody know what happens to the bamboo when we cut it? I think of someone like Al Dean, the flute player, who used to come down here and cut bamboo. Does he get some of that? Is there a way to, figure that out? That's one question, and you guys don't necessarily know the answer, but in speaking to those people, there's an idea. And the only other one I put was, is P&Z supposed to have be available on YouTube, or are we just continuing in our Zoom category?
You are on YouTube. Now you're seeing it is listed as AZ, so it is being YouTube, and it is on, and you're also doing the audio through one of you guys doing the audio. But yeah, that's why he has his own address now, AV Tech, I believe, at Town of Bluff. But yeah, he logs on now remotely. We don't need to do it in the community center. The community center is set up for all the cameras. And so until we're up there meeting to film a meeting, he can just do it from anywhere. He can. I tried. I need his. Yeah. So, but yeah, he can do that remotely. So he's on now, and he's recording it to YouTube, and then it loads up. Right now, it's like 10 seconds behind if somebody's watching it live from YouTube. And it's just 12 hours or so before they upload it. If you want to watch it later, it doesn't come on like immediately later. But yeah, these are all on YouTube. And if you go to Town of Bluff and don't put Utah, don't put anything else, and just put Town of Bluff, it will pop up. If you go to YouTube, go to YouTube and then search YouTube Town of Bluff. And it'll pop up. And on the bamboo, the roots are super spreaders, and then the stalks themselves, the joints can re-sprout, is what I understand. And so that's hard. It doesn't sound like the seeds spread too much, but the roots are definitely in need of very careful removal, but mostly burning. Those will get burned, and then they'll cut those sprays back. I'll spray them, so they'll be in place, but if you choose to take them out, then I can be burned.
Okay, I just brought up the idea that if someone is talking to these people and making a plan, I think there are some ways around this sort of bit of pile down.
And there are, if you look, I think Aaron must have uploaded the video on our website, townofbluff.org. I think it's like a resources tab. If you go to that, there's a link to the video and a link to the PDF. But the video is really amazing. Seeing what it did in Silver Valley for it's like it's entertainment, and it's really well video. And then they talk about it being original. They made things out of it. Actually, it's the little reed that they put in horns and things. That's what they still use. They don't have anything else for it. It's from India. It's not a native American from India. That's what they still use.
Thanks, Gwen.
Anything else?
Thanks, Lee.
You're welcome.
Okay, on to land use clearances. I didn't receive anything. Anyone else? No. Okay. On to Ann Lebanon. So Ann, if you want to tell us your requests, your needs, we'll talk about that.
This was my grandson movie. My sister primarily to the application process for the International Dark Sky. And so I've been trying to say to folks, it's like two parallel tracks. We've got our ordinance that's in place and effective. And then we have these proposed changes by Dr. Barentine that reflect what he thinks we should have in the application or in the ordinance in order to have a successful application. And so I thought I'd throw out for your consideration a joint meeting to do that. Luann then referenced the land use issues that we've got, but I'm not asking for a joint meeting on that because first of all, I need to have council get some legal advice from Chris McEnany on which of these are purely things that don't affect the town at all. Meaning we don't have a financial interest, we don't have an ownership interest in it. So rather than tying up your time to do a second long haul, we'll get the information first from Chris as to this is something that the town needs to look at. And if it is, then we'll set up a process to pass that off to planning and zoning. And then have a form that kind of tracks it, like you make your recommendations and comes back to us. I think we have 6 or 7 now that are pending, and I know that there are 2 that definitely will probably get kicked to you. The others, I think, are ones that Chris will probably say we have no interest in, and we should just write a nice letter. So that's what I'm thinking. I know everybody's time is tight in the summer. People are traveling. I'm not going to be around Bluff for quite a bit of the month of July. I'm not there now, and I won't be there a lot in July, but I can virtually, I'll just continue doing the job. Nobody wants to see me anyway in a meeting, so I like the computer. So what's everyone's thoughts about doing a joint session on Dr. Barentine's proposed changes? Marcia?
I completely agree. I think we saw a breakdown in communication, for example, on the zoning code where we sort of passed it along to you and didn't get to chat about a few things. So going together to get this done makes a lot of sense, in my opinion. And so I say yes. Of course, I would reflect back to what Ann said. Vaughn and I are out of pocket all of July and August, as we understand, and I too would be remote like this. So if we end up doing some meetings, I hope to be able to join. I also have one question for you, Ann, if that's okay, and that was when you're getting these definitions from Chris McEnany in terms of are they town issues or are they private issues and things like that, which is great. You should get those. If in fact they become something that is coming back to P&Z, I'm hopeful that we could get Chris to come to a meeting, obviously Zooming, that he could join us on those issues if it's coming to our table help explain that.
I think that's a really good idea, Marcia. If they're coming back to you because there's an issue, then it would be helpful for you to have the same information that we have. And sweetie, if that would be helpful, certainly, I would hope, and maybe I haven't said it recently, but I know the council would really like planning and zoning to be able to feel comfortable calling Chris when you need information. I don't want that restricted, because the last thing we need is for you to feel like I'm saying don't spend the money and then you get a problem. So
right. No, he's been really helpful, I think, with Amanda and Sarah being able to contact him. I just meant if the issue is coming to us because it is a legal definition, it'd be nice to have that. So.
Absolutely, I agree. So does anyone have a suggestion about when you might want to do this? I know that we're closing out of June. We've canceled our July 5th meeting.
We won't have July 6th.
Yeah, we won't meet the week of July 4th. Sorry, Quinn has decided she wants more food. I could probably make something happen. Same virtual. It needs to be virtual for me, whether it's June or July. But I can make time if you guys maybe. And do you have times that work for town council, or Melissa and Amanda? Are there times that work better for you guys? I feel your schedules might be a little bit more strict than mine.
I'd be happy to entertain dates. This time seems to work okay. Sorry, Amanda.
What about July 13th, which is the same Wednesday night that is the following the one that you're not doing?
That would work for me.
And I'm sorry over you. I didn't know if you had anything else to say. Apologies.
I was just going to say the next 2 Wednesdays evenings don't work for me, but if we were doing a Wednesday evening, say, but the 13th works for me.
I could also do the 13th. I wouldn't be in Bluff, so I'll join remotely.
Does that work for you, Ann? Because we haven't really passed it around our council.
I'll make it work. That'll be fine. I'll be leaving one where I won't have a connection, but I'll be in a good connection for that night. So that should be fine. Does that work?
I've got other, it's just the Wednesday, kind of the traditional Wednesday night is why I tossed it out there. But they meet normally on the 20th. So we could do it on their regular meeting night of the 20th.
Well, it sounds like, can all of P&Z except for Ed do the 13th?
Yeah.
Then, Lou, if that works for you, that's at least 2 of us. And, okay, Lumi, please. Or I'm going to have to ask you to leave the room.
I'm actually.
Oh, okay.
Mayor, we could use the 20th as a contingency plan if we needed to propose 2 options. Since that is our regular meeting night, assuming we don't have any like land use or other pending, timely business, that that's a time we've kind of already reserved in our calendars.
Okay, why don't I take that to the council, the 13th or the 20th, preferably the 13th. Aaron has put the document up in Google Docs, and I was actually able to do it. So if I could do it, you all should be able to do it too. Oh, this is Sumac. She's hoping for some 2-year-old playtime here.
Hi, Sumac.
Hi.
You wave at them, Sumac?
There's no 2-year-old there.
There's Quinn.
Oh, look,
there she is.
Quinn. See Quinn? There's another.
Hi, Quinn.
Gotta wait.
Is that Marcia?
Yeah, that's Marcia.
You see Ann's little friend. Sumac is on with Ann. Do you see her?
Can you wave hello?
And then there's Lumi in the back. And so if the 13th works, we'll do the 13th. If not, we'll look at the 20th. And that's all cover your motion. That's all I have to say, and I'm going to jump off so that we can have a timely dinner rather
Yeah.
than my usual 8 o'clock.
If,
Thanks, Ann.
before you go, if the 20th, if they have land use clearances and stuff, we could just bump it to like 6:30. And then
Yeah, we'll make it work. We've got those 2 dates, but I think to the extent that any of you want to take a look at that document and make your comments, go ahead. That'll speed us up a little bit. And
Hey, Ann, what, just for like, what do I need to do for that meeting? Do I need to post an agenda as well, or do you, if posting one for you guys is enough? How does that work?
I think we both should post that we're meeting.
Okay.
I don't know that you have to post a true agenda. I'll post an agenda that kind of outlines that. But I think it's if you post that you're meeting with us jointly, then that'll reflect. That's the thing I didn't do on that last joint meeting. I failed to even get it up there. So I'll do an agenda and send it off to you to approve.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ann.
Okay. Well,
have a good night.
Bye, Sumac. Bye.
Bye.
Sumac's got a lot more hair than Quinn. All right. Thank you guys for being willing to do a joint session. We'll move on to roles and responsibilities for planning and zoning. This is basically specifically to address the fact that I am pregnant. And will be, this baby is due the first week of October. So just to kind of give planning and zoning a heads up so we can kind of be thinking about it. I will take, well, our bylaws say we have 12 weeks of leave for illness and in this case maternity. So probably that first week of October forward. And so Amanda would become chair as vice chair, and she would post the agendas and then lead the meetings. And then I think all the other roles could stay the same. Marcia, you continue to post minutes, and Melissa continues to be kind of our editor. Kathleen continues to be our minutes taker. Ed hopefully will continue to post the physical post. Oh, Amanda, you'd also have to post electronically. So I post electronically, but Ed posts physically. But then Amanda might need a backup. So someone who could chair in her stead. Not that you guys have to necessarily decide that now, but I guess I'm looking for willingness.
Good night. This is Amanda, and very happy to step in. It's an exciting time. I will be gone the first meeting in November, so that would be great if somebody would volunteer to chair for that.
I don't want to butt in too much, but I also just want to say, as town manager, this is Erin Richards for the audio. I just want to say, you know, especially in these one-off situations, please let me know. I'm happy to step in. I just need communication ahead of time as to, you know, what I can do to help, especially for the posting and things. I do now have administrative access to the public notices site and things like that. And that way, you know, we wouldn't have to train additional people. I would, of course, run this by Anne so she knows, but I just want to volunteer. And congratulations, Sarah.
Hey, thanks, Erin. Thanks for volunteering, and thank you for your congratulations. Go ahead, Marcia.
Sarah, I'm Amanda and Melissa. I have no problem handling some piece of the missing puzzle, with the only exception of I have no idea what my life is going to be like. But as far as I know, July and August suck, and the world gets better after that. So if that's true, I'm ready to step right up. So you can count on me to do it if I'm here. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Marcia. And Marcia, if in July and August, if you need support with minutes, please let us know.
Thanks. If I'm hooked up to this here internet stuff you kids use, then I'll be just fine and can do paperwork as I normally would. We don't have a handle yet on where we'll be, so I will let you know that.
Thank you, Marcia.
I'm excited, Sarah. Thanks for announcing this publicly and letting us know that we can be excited for our new best friend. And I think this is a great time for us to all consider that, then what our capacity looks like going forward. And just like being transparent and letting people know, when we do need help and making sure that we get that known. And of course, knowing our people who are there to step in and help us out, like Aaron just mentioned, it's great to know that as an option. Further, and I don't know, I was just trying to look it up really quick and I haven't yet found it, but some of you probably know off the top of your head, Sarah, if 12 weeks is the time you'll take, awesome. It should at least be double that of that. And maybe I'm just putting it together with the general election, but do any planning and zoning commission terms expire within those 12 weeks? And or do we need to sort of place that as a forward thought about how we want to just prepare for any of that? Just as a heads up, we don't have to solve it now, but just thinking heads up.
Sarah was trying to slide that in there, I think.
That's a good question, Melissa. And the answer is yes. 3 terms expire in the month of November. So Melissa Eggy, Amanda Podmore, and my term will expire at the end of November. I can also, I guess, announce this publicly. I'm going to just fade out of my responsibilities with planning and zoning and will not seek a renewed term. But Amanda and Melissa, you guys should be contemplating if you would like to seek another term. And then we'll have to start thinking of, yes, advertising and then replacements.
And I bring that up only to think, if you've been a great leader in making this all happen, Sarah, and I know so many folks have contributed to that as well. So kudos to the team. And knowing that October is going to be here before we know it, and then it's going to be November, and to be prepared for that. We had a big process to get to where we are with this current group. So just as a heads up for town, as a heads up for anybody listening, I'm not sure how that all shake out, but just a heads up for at least us to start thinking that through, how we're going to divide out the roles, responsibilities, and the future of us.
That's a really good point. I'll go Marcia, Amanda, then Luann. It looks like
I was just going to say, I saw Erin taking notes, and I think that's the appropriate place in this conversation for Erin to know town will need to advertise for P&Z. So we so love having you here, Erin.
Yeah. And I was going to add, maybe that could be a future agenda item that we could, Erin could talk to us about, and we could make a plan. I should have said earlier, so I'd be happy to be the co-chair for as long as I need to, or the vice chair, whatever I am. Wednesdays are such long days. Be happy to be acting chair for as long as I need to be. But I should say that I will be totally out of pocket, won't be in front of a computer from October 23rd to November 12th. So that would be a time when we would need a different acting chair for three weeks. So I will email the group those dates, and we can cross that bridge closer to when we get there.
Thanks, Amanda.
My comment mostly to Erin is what we need to do as far as running an election, because getting that on the election form and all of that sort of thing is pretty much our responsibility, I believe.
So we're not elected, just as a reminder, unless you want to move
that's right. That's right.
We're appointed.
You're right. You're appointed. Okay. Thank you. That's right.
It's still a process, though, if I remember from a year or two ago. So yes, I appreciate that, and let's put it on an agenda item, and I'll make sure that I talk with my people, and then we'll talk.
It's a schedule of events, how long you advertise and all that stuff.
Perfect. Thanks, Erin. Thanks, Marcia. Yeah, at least you don't have to do an election. But yeah, I think maybe an August agenda item would probably be appropriate. Give us some time to kind of think on it, and we'll circle back to it. Awesome. Anything else we want to discuss as far as roles and responsibilities, or completed the term and feel pretty good about that? So
yep,
thank you, guys.
Okay. Yep, that's okay.
Sarah, you're one memory that will never fade.
Thank you, Amanda. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Wayfinding sign project and grant Amanda, do you want to lead this conversation?
Yeah, this was something that Ann Lepinen brought to my attention that, and Luann I'm sure knows more about it, but the county has received funding for a kind of like nicely branded wayfinding sign project for different towns throughout the county. And so they want to work with Bluff to identify like what type of wayfinding highway signs we would like in the town and where and what to be on them. So the town wants to participate in the process, but wants somebody from planning and zoning to be on in these calls and like helping participate in that. So we need to select somebody to be on this in quasi informal committee with the town, and the second thing is that when I was talking to Ann about it, I suggested that we hold a public hearing about it when it comes to the time to discuss it, so that decisions about what is being advertised in town and how are subject to public comment.
Go ahead, Marcia. Thanks,
Amanda, is this commercial? Does it point to commercial places or only town places and private places and public land? In other words, there were, and I haven't seen them. So, what happened to the UDOT signs that said La Posada Pintada this way, and in other words, wayfinding signs, as I understand them, are for places not on the highway. They're going to turn you towards other places. For example, cemetery, whatever. So my question to you, and then I'll keep it short because this is not on the agenda for the whole thing. Is it stuff that's advertising businesses, or is it just wayfinding to public sites?
Do you want to address that, Luann?
Yeah, the way I understand it is it's taking people from the highway off to public sites. So like the two examples they used would be to Sand Island, to the petroglyphs, and to Butler Wash. So those are within our town. And what I said was that it's great that they're looking at whatever they want to look at throughout the county. But since we are a town, we get a say in what they are directing people to in our town. And whether we want that or not is up to the town. So we'll have a say one way or the other, which we wouldn't have had before. The county would have just decided and gone forward.
Okay, now I understand. But unfortunately, I am not stepping up to join in the discussions just because I'm too undefined at the moment as to what.
And the wayfinding that you're talking about has come up before also, but not as a county level. That would be our local level of like, hey, here's where that is, there's where that is. Like,
right, and we did it through Bob. We did quite a bit of it with Bob when Jennifer led the.
It's not the way it was reported to us. It's definitely just public areas that send the highway travelers to get them to stick around the county a little longer. It's an economic development office project.
Go ahead, Amanda.
And I'd be happy to be on the committee or be in the group. I think my biggest priority is just making sure there's public input on it. So I'd be happy to help make that happen.
I'm not going to fight you for it, Amanda. That would be awesome if you've got the time and energy.
I support you too, Amanda.
Okay.
Look at all the support you get.
I haven't volunteered for anything in a while, so I think it's my turn.
Thank you,
Thanks, Amanda, for taking that on.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's a way we can help as you move forward. Awesome. And I put this on here, the next one. I can't remember, to be honest, because I couldn't remember. It's been too long since we've met. But review and approve any updated forms. Do we have updated forms we wanted to approve? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I looked back through the minutes and I was like, I don't remember if we did this or didn't do that. Or if we had something pending. Are we caught up on forms? Go ahead, Marcia.
Well, I know that we had posted a couple of, for example, I think the variance form is now on the website kind of thing. In other words, we've
Yeah.
moved along. So I think we were just kind of in limbo of what the town finishes with regard to, for example, fees or something like that. So I'm not sure where we are either.
Okay, I'm going to say we're caught up then. So good job. Forms, check. If that doesn't feel right, send me an email and we'll put it back on the agenda.
Marsha, what were you and I working on recently?
Well, that's a good question. We did talk about something together.
What it was.
The zones, boy, I don't see it on my notes. Call Amanda for joint meeting. No. Well, I guess we'll just have to find out. Yes, Erin, do you remember?
I don't remember. I was just going to say, so in my kind of onboarding process, I'm going to be looking through our ordinances and documents in general in depth. I don't want to say I need to get caught up, but I definitely want to know everything that's out there. So if I come across anything that would be important to you all, I'll let you know. And then as you know, as citizens of the town, you can expect that on the other side of things, I'll make sure that we're up to date on those too. So it is going to take a little bit of time to get through them, but rest assured, I will let you know.
Perfect. Thank you, Erin.
Hi,
Go
it's
ahead.
Kathleen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Kathleen.
I have previous minutes, I think from 4:20, where you guys discussed combining three forms into one. Marsha was going to do a prototype, and it was a zoning code request form covering three purposes, like for variances or. I can't read my notes.
No, we got it, Kathleen. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
So
remember that?
It's a zone amendment request form that Marsha and I have drafted and is ready for folks' review. So how
that's
about we
the
put that
one.
up next?
Okay, that was the one. Thanks. Sorry to interrupt.
No, perfect. It takes all of our brains.
Thanks.
It's like I knew there was something. Thanks, Kathleen.
And it looks like
That's
Amanda, you dropped this in chat. Do you want us to look at it now, or should we add this to next week's agenda or
I think-
next time agenda?
Next.
I think next agenda.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it next time. And just so everybody knows, it'll be a while. We'll have a while before our next meeting because it'll be like July 20th or something.
I will email that form to everybody right now, though, to review.
Thank you, Amanda.
Good idea.
So let's think about items for our next agenda. So in
I have
addition,
one more. Oh, I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sure. Because I'm taking minutes. What should I call this form? Just that it'll be on the next agenda.
Call it an ordinance amendment form.
Okay.
For now.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, thanks for asking. Luann?
I just want to comment that the reason that sort of reared up is because of the F1, the lack of an F1, and then the change of the kennel to not being an A2, that would be where somebody looking for a site could find the location, could find the property owner, could find something that was suitable, and then come and ask that that be rezoned. So that's the only hurry on it, is if somebody was waiting, and I don't know of anybody, but that was that process that we needed to make sure was in place to make the F1 actually functional.
Thanks, Luann.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Amanda.
Yeah. If we needed, we could hold a special meeting to approve the form.
Yeah.
Because it would be quick. So
We'll keep that on the radar. We won't forget that we have a form to approve. Okay, so items for our next agenda. We'll put this on there. We'll put the form with the idea that if we need to, we could do a special meeting. Amanda?
let's do an update on the wayfinding sign project and maybe discussion of planning and zoning vacancy posting or process.
Okay. Yep, I think that'd be good. Anything else we want to put on that agenda? We may have some land. We've had at least a few people reach out about land use clearances. There may be land use clearances that
That's
come
what I
through.
was going. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Sarah. I've had a couple people ask me about them too. So
We could have land use clearances. Let's see. Anything else?
Sarah, I'm just if you have another, if we end up doing the joint meeting before your 20th, are you going to get land use clearance pressure to do it?
Mommy, here go.
Where you just need to tell them it's a special meeting if you have to wait till the 20th?
Yes, that's what we'll do. If we were to, we could, I don't know, I'll leave it up to the commission. If we wanted to hold a special meeting, I guess we could if we had several land use clearances, but the goal would be to just wait until the 20th.
I would agree with that. I think I would like to concentrate one whole meeting on, for example, dark sky, where we work together. That is, so a joint special meeting of the two. And here's a question to clarify. Are we talking about a joint work session so we make it all happen, or a joint special meeting so we vote on it?
I'll let Ann and town council make that decision. But yeah, that would be good to know if it's a.
Okay,
if it's
because you
a
don't
meeting we can vote on.
vote. Yeah, you don't vote at a work session. You get a lot done, but then hopefully, So anyway, that's. Oh, but if we make lots of changes, do we need a public hearing to change it? No. Do we?
I don't know the answer to that. I think if we make it more restrictive, you have to have a public hearing.
Well, I guess we'll just need clarification so we know what we're doing, and we can say to anyone with LUC that they're coming on the 20th. If we say the 13th or 20th is work sessions or separate part, then it should be separate.
We'll definitely keep you posted. I have not heard the terminology work session for this particular meeting, to just kind of put that out there. But we will absolutely let you know either way as soon as possible.
That's fine.
Sounds good. Anything else we want to put on our agenda for July?
That's enough.
Huh?
That's enough.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big meeting. No, ma'am. Can we do? Oh, then I thought since we have about 5 minutes left, we can maybe address Marsha's questions from the minutes.
I guess what I need to do is the amended, corrected, updated zoning ordinance. Is it now on the website? Is it on Town of Bluff website for zoning? So I can go through and make sure that what I thought was done and what I thought wasn't accepted is there. And I would make myself a little set of questions if I got confused. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure what the final words are. And in order to do that, I need to read what is posted as the current updated planning and zoning ordinance, and I will do that.
So, Marsha, if you don't mind, let me loop back to you. I can send it, as an email to everyone. I do know that there was a particular instance that it was not approved. The verbiage did not make it into what was posted. So I just need to make sure that one change has been posted. I will follow up with the mayor tomorrow morning and should have an answer to you by midday.
So you're saying that the cleaned up, updated ordinance was posted, but a piece of it got missing, just an error, a typo or error.
That was my understanding. I believe it was in the meeting minutes from this week. Luann, totally correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, I think there was one little piece. I think it was unfortunately a very important piece that was either one way or another. And therefore, I just want to make sure that Linda and I've been working on the website a lot, but Linda has been posting things like that. So I will collaborate. I will let you all know, and you will have a definite yes. This is where to go.
Okay, I would like
Thank
that
you for your-
because, yeah,
Of
I would
course.
like
No,
that
thank you
because
for
when
your
I
questions.
looked the other day, I was helping someone with a question and I went, wait, is this the new one? What is, I think the date was, anyway.
Of course,
Great.
and that's a great call out too, Marcia. I think in some of my updates to the website, I will be including, the last posted date for forms, for documents, just to keep us organized.
Yeah.
So great call out. Thank you.
Okay. And this is not calling you out. This is finding out. So good.
Point those things out. It's very helpful for me.
Thanks, Erin. That's great.
Anything else we want to address before we adjourn? Erin, in case you didn't see it, kudos for the beautiful revamp of the website.
Agreed. That was great. It's
Please
so
let me
much
know if
cleaner.
Let me know if you can't find anything. I was trying to hold back, but I did get kind of into it. There will be more to come, but please let me know if I can help you find anything.
Thank you, Erin. All right, I think we're good to adjourn.
I would move to adjourn the meeting.
Second. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Aye. All right, motion passes unanimously.
Bye.
We'll see you guys in July. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye, thank you.
Thanks.